This program is made possible through the support of our generous sponsors. The Talk of Paynesville, a Paynesville Area Community Education production in association with the Paynesville Area Chamber of Commerce.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our 20th episode of the Talk of Paynesville. We'd like to thank our generous sponsors for helping us be able to have this show tonight. All sponsors are Central Minnesota Credit Union, Meg Wealth Management, Quick Trip, and Paynesville Dairy Queen. We are so grateful for our sponsors. And we also like to thank the Paynesville community for listening to us babble each week, Faith and I, and for bearing with us through technical difficulties that we just had occurring on our 20th episode. As always, I'm Jacob Bertram.
And I'm Faith Dickhausen. Thank you for joining us live today. We are glad you are watching. This episode is our first episode for our fall season. Our show is now on Monday nights at 7 p.m. To see our full schedule, you can visit the Paynesville.com website. Also, enter your questions or interview ideas in the comment section below at any time during this broadcast, and we will try to get them into the show.
We have a great show in store for you today. Our in-studio guest is Mr. Paynesville, Wally Thyen, a former grocery store owner, an all-around great guy to talk all things Paynesville. We also have our special Centracare health segment, local trivia contest, the joke of the week, chamber member spotlight, inspirational quote of the day, and your Meg Wealth Management Money Minute.
A new segment we are starting today is our celebration segment. If you have a birthday, anniversary, engagement, wedding, or any other special occasion you would want us to highlight, please email or snapshot a description at thetalkofpaynesville@gmail.com, and we will get it into the show. Each month we will draw from all of our submissions for a free DQ Treatsa Pizza. We have 3 submissions this week. We have Bonnie Gothblad that celebrated her 69th birthday on August 12th. Jim and Gail Dickhausen, who celebrated their 56th anniversary on August 22nd. And Ryan Kogler celebrated his 30th birthday yesterday, September 13th. Thanks for all your submissions, and remember that you can submit all of your August and September celebrations by emailing us a picture and a brief description at thetalkofpaynesville@gmail.com.
Now for what you all been waiting for, this episode's Paynesville Trivia Question. All right, now we're back. The question for this week is who holds the record for the most three-pointers made in one Paynesville High School boys basketball game? Was it A. Levi Bass, B. Dan Wilner, C. Torrey Spanier, or D. Ben Moser? You can enter your answers in the comment section below. You might be your lucky winner. The answer will be revealed later in the show. Good luck to everyone. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Meg Wealth Management has offices located in Paynesville and Wilner and is a comprehensive wealth management, investment, and insurance firm. As your trusted advisors, we are wholly dedicated to helping you reach a higher purpose for your wealth and design a lasting legacy for your family. We leverage deep industry knowledge, a vast network of specialized services, proven investment strategies, and a passion for serving you. Let Meg Wealth Management help you live your life by design, not by default.
When everything is in one place, it's easier to stay focused on your own life. At Central Minnesota Credit Union, we've streamlined our financial tools to ensure you have everything you need all under one roof. Whether you're starting a family, starting a business, or buying a home, CMCU is here to be a trusted financial partner. CMCU offers free checking options and a network of financial experts. Because when everything is in one place, it's easier to stay focused on your own life.
All right, as Faith gets ready here, we welcome Mr. Wally Thyen to our show.
Thanks for coming today, Wally.
It's a pleasure to be here. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for me being part of your talk of Paynesville. I enjoy it.
For our viewers at home who don't know you, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from?
Well, I grew up, I was raised in Richmond, Minnesota, attended grade school there, grade 1 through 8. And then after that, I went to the Eden Valley High School for 4 years, of course, and graduated from there. Then I went to college for 1 year and got married right out of a little ways out of high school and enjoyed living in Paynesville all these years.
What made you want to go into the grocery business?
Well, in June of 1962, my former partner asked my wife Darlene and I if we'd be interested in managing a store in Paynesville. We said, oh, okay. Well, and he said, we drive over to Paynesville some afternoon and look at it. He'd give us the address and things like that. And I can remember I was 19 years old and I drove up in front of that 50-foot wide building, which is nothing these days. And I thought to myself, no way can I ever manage such a big store. But I never told anybody that. So you young people out there, if you're faced with a challenge when you're 19 or 20 or 25, don't be afraid of it, because it worked out wonderful for me. And so on June 15th, 1962, I took over the store as a manager, and we started out with 4 people in that little 50-foot, cashier. And one of the things about one of my cashiers, Ada Wandersee, was one of the owners, and she told my partner and I that she would only work for 1 month because I didn't know anything about the grocery business. I didn't know the difference between a 303 size can and a 2.5 size can. So she agreed to work for 1 month to train me. Well, 13 years later, Dr. Lindemann said, Ada, you have to quit. So her and I got along very well, and she was one of them that always promoted that I remembered to greet people by names and things like that. So she was a wonderful teacher and just such a pleasant lady to work with, and we had a lot of fun together. Worked hard and had a lot of fun.
What do you like best about being in the grocery business?
Oh, just waiting on the people. I've been at it 50-some years, and I don't think there was ever a day where I went to work and thought, oh no, I got to go to work today. I enjoyed the customers. Fortunately, I always had a good staff to work with, and it was always a challenge, and no matter what it was, I looked at it as a challenge, and so I enjoyed it. I enjoyed being part of Paynesville, and I enjoyed being part of Paynesville other than away from the store. I was on, Chamber Board, Lions Club Board, JCs, a lot of different organizations, so I just enjoyed being part of Paynesville, and so work was just a way of life. So
all of our viewers probably want to know, what is your secret to remembering everybody's name?
Well, it goes back to Ada Wandersee. When we first started, she said, now, Wally, when people come in, if you can, try to remember their names. So the thing that I did was I took a piece of meat wrapping paper, which was probably 2 by 3 or something like that, and I posted it on the wall in the back room. And every time I met somebody, I would run back to her, or later in the day, I'd run back to write the name down and a little something we talked about. Well, after I had about 3 of these great big sheets up in the back room, because as people would come in, I'd go look up who they are. And later I started a binders in my office, and at night I would go through them and review them. One of the things I did that always helped when I first came, I cut out all the people's pictures that would be in the paper with their name underneath it, and at night I would review it so that I could see the person and I could see their name. And to this day I still have that scrapbook. And then after a while I just didn't know how to handle that, so then I started writing names down in a little book that I still do to this day. I would put the people from Paynesville in the front of the book with a little description underneath why I remember them. And then in the back of the book, I would always put the tourist people. So then in March or April, when the tourist people were starting to come back, I would just review. And when people would walk in, they were always impressed that I remembered their names. So it kind of got to be a real challenge, and then people kind of expected me to do it. So I enjoyed it.
That's very cool. I heard you were quite the baseball player back in the day, and you played for the St. Cloud Rocks and even had a chance to play for the Chicago Cubs. Is that correct?
Yes. After I graduated from high school, my high school coach arranged my tryouts with the St. Cloud Rocks, in St. Cloud. And I tried out, I think I went about 6 nights. And I could run, I could catch, I could throw with no problem with everybody else. But the thing that happened when I was trying out, the pitcher would stand there and throw the ball probably 75 miles an hour and stand beside this screen so he wouldn't get hit. Well, I hit a bunch of them off the wall and all that, and those coaches thought, oh yeah, he's going to be a good hitter. Well, I should have really been a senior in high school when this was all happening. And when I got down to Morristown, Tennessee, that's where the rookie leagues played, they didn't throw it 75 miles an hour anymore. They would throw it, 90 miles an hour with stuff. And the thing is, most of the pitchers that I batted against were college graduates, and I was only a high school graduate. So I guess I can say I kind of regretted. My first batch of mail was from Dick Sievert from the University of Minnesota that I should come there and play baseball. And maybe I should have gone that route and got an education because I just went to college for 1 year. But that's behind me now, and I enjoyed it. And then, like I say, I did play against Tony Oliva. He was just another ball player, and there was a Jim Rance, who pitched the Minnesota Gophers to the NCAA tournament, and he was pitching against me. Well, he was a college graduate, so one thing about him, he just retired a few years ago as the Twins farm system manager. But after one of the games, someone or another found out I was from Minnesota. He was from Wisconsin, so we went out for lunch afterwards and had a nice visit. And so it was a lot of fun experiences. One thing about that was a drawback. We played baseball every day. Most of the games were at night, Sunday afternoon games, so we probably would play in the town on one night, on a Saturday night. We'd have to catch the bus, nice Greyhound type bus at, say, 11 or 12 o'clock at night. We would travel through the night, get to the next town maybe at 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, have to be back in uniform at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So the only sleep you got was on the bus. So that was one of the drawbacks. But I enjoyed it. It was a good experience.
Cool. What do you think sets the Paynesville community apart from other communities?
That's a good question, and I really have enjoyed being part of Paynesville. And I think everybody looks after each other. When something happens, I'm just amazed how people join together and support them and things like that. I enjoyed being in business with all the other businessmen. I enjoyed being on all these different committees. What sets them different? Just a bunch of good people. I've enjoyed waiting on the people all these years, and just a wonderful community. As I was in the grocery business at an early age, I got a lot of offers to go to other bigger towns to manage stores and things like that, but I looked at Paynesville and I thought, yeah, this is going to be a good place to raise our family, so I've never regretted it. I've always enjoyed being part of Paynesville and watching our kids play sports and our grandkids playing sports, so it was a wonderful experience.
And any general life advice for our viewers?
Anyone?
And do you have any general life advice for our viewers?
Oh boy, just make the most of every day. My wife and I have been married 58 years, and it's a lot of give and take. And like the young people, when they get a challenge, don't be afraid of it. And one thing that even like with you, Faith, I hated to go to work not prepared. I always said, and whether it's you in class, go to school prepared. Otherwise in business, if I went to the store and I was behind right off the bat, I was behind all day. And it's the same thing in school. You got to go prepared and things like that. And be part of the community, be part of your church, just be active in the community, and lots of opportunities in Paynesville.
Anything else you'd like to say?
Well, I just appreciate being here tonight. I think it's fun and exciting, and enjoyed every minute of it. And I thank you, Faith, for being part of it. So, yeah, lots. I could talk all night, I guess. So.
Well, thanks so much for coming today.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, Faith, for inviting me. I think it's been fun.
Back to you in the studio.
Make Wealth Management has offices located in Paynesville and Wilner and is a comprehensive wealth management, investment, and insurance firm. As your trusted advisors, we are wholly dedicated to helping you reach a higher purpose for your wealth and design a lasting legacy for your family. We leverage deep industry knowledge, a vast network of specialized services, proven investment strategies, and a passion for serving you. Let Make Wealth Management help you live your life by design, not by default.
When everything is in one place, it's easier to stay focused on your own life. At Central Minnesota Credit Union, we've streamlined our financial tools to ensure you have everything you need all under one roof. Whether you're starting a family, starting a business, or buying a home, CMCU is here to be a trusted financial partner. CMCU offers free checking options and a network of financial experts. Because when everything is in one place, it's easier to stay focused on your own life.
I'd like to welcome Summer Coleman from Centracare Paynesville to talk about integrated behavioral health providers. Summer, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what area of Centracare you work for?
Sure. My name is Summer Coleman, and I am an integrated behavioral health provider. I work with a few clinics within Centracare: Paynesville, Eden Valley, Long Prairie, Melrose, and I also work recently with the Caris Health System in Wilner. Kind of a fun fact about myself, I moved here from Tennessee about 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago. And prior to working in behavioral health, I actually worked in dialysis as a social worker for about 8 years.
Nice. So what healthcare area will you be talking about today?
Yeah, so I work in integrated care. I'm an integrated behavioral health provider. And what that means is that we actually work in the clinics and most of the family health care clinics, as well as some specialty care clinics across the system, to really provide a full circle of care to our patients. So we go in and we work on the behavioral health side with the mental health issues, as well as some behavioral change issues. Our goal is to work as part of the care team and really provide that circle of care and that all the full system care to our patients.
How can an individual's health be supported through IBH?
We support a very wide range of different healthcare conditions. So we kind of obviously support mental health concerns, depression, anxiety. We've seen a lot of people dealing with stress because of COVID. I might see people for a handful of times. I might see people only once. And really the goal is, how do we get them what they need that day? My goal when I see a patient is, how do I help them that day, and then also help them maybe get to whatever else they need or get whatever else they need from our healthcare system. We work with things also like lifestyle changes. For example, somebody going from graduating high school and moving to college, or somebody that's newly married and kind of adjusting to what that life looks like. We deal with things like new diagnoses or people struggling with behavior change that they need to do because of a diagnosis. So things like diabetes, chronic kidney disease, heart problems, things like that. We also work really closely with a smoking cessation specialist, and she really leans on us often to come in and help with some of that behavior change that can really affect somebody's ability to quit smoking and stay quit. So we work with everything from birth to end of life, and really our goal is to support the whole body. So I like to tell my patients often that our bodies often eavesdrop on our minds, and our minds eavesdrop on our body. So we really have to focus on the whole system, not just one.
So what does the IBH appointment look like?
So we, in the rural clinics, we work virtually. So I actually am located in the St. Cloud area, and I sort of beam in through a virtual system into the clinics in those areas. We see people both in the clinic virtually, and also right now due to COVID, we're also offering at-home video visits. Now, IBH across the system can look a little different. Sometimes we do have in-person IBH providers, and so it really can look different depending on where you're located. But myself and my colleagues, we actually kind of virtually beam in and work with our teams that way.
Who can make an appointment with an integrated behavioral health provider and how?
It's a really great question. So what I would suggest is that if you're interested in meeting with an integrated behavioral health provider, that you reach out directly to your primary care provider. So they're going to know who your integrated behavioral health provider is and how to get you connected to them. If you're not really sure who your primary care provider is, look up your local clinic. If you live in Paynesville and you're curious, you can call over to the Paynesville clinic and say, hey, who's my primary care provider? I'm really interested in seeing what all of this behavioral health stuff is about and seeing if it can help support me in feeling better and having a better quality of life.
Well, thank you, Summer, for talking to us today. That's Summer Coleman from Centracare of Paynesville.
We now want to welcome Mr. Jeremy Wilner for this episode of Your Money Minute.
You just received a phone call that a family member passed away. It's a very sad and emotional time, but it shouldn't throw you or your family into financial hardship. Hello everyone, I'm Jeremy Wilner, CEO and founder of Mag Wealth Management. And because September is Life Insurance Awareness Month, I'm going to give you a few of the basics on life insurance. First of all, what types of policies are there? There are really term and permanent policies. With a term policy, you can have time periods from 10 to 30 years, and you pay the same premium over that time period. And when that time period ends, the policy ends. With permanent policy, as long as they're in force, they remain in effect until the person passes away. A few of those types of policies are whole life, universal life, variable universal life, and indexed. And each of them has different characteristics, and you can work with somebody to determine which one might be best for you. So how are the uses for life insurance? For personal uses, you have income replacement, debt payments, tax-deferred wealth accumulation. With tax-deferred wealth accumulation, with permanent policies, you can actually use those dollars in there to help supplement your retirement income. A few of the uses for business are buy-sell agreements, paying debt or paying liabilities, and then also executive benefit plans. So how much life insurance do you need? Typically, we see 7 to 10 times of your income, but you can go as high as 20 years, and those life insurance companies have limits. We also look at your assets that you have, your liabilities or debt that you have, and then any other family costs. But remember, the biggest thing with regard to life insurance is that it provides financial peace of mind during a very difficult time period. So how can you get more information on life insurance? You can visit our website at magwealth.com or send me an email at jwilner@magwealth.com. Thank you very much, everyone, and have a wonderful night.
Thanks, Jeremy, for your Money Minute. Again, if you'd like to contact the Mag Wealth team, visit their website, magwealth.com.
Now for a quote of the day. The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. Helen Keller.
Thank you, Faith, for another great quote. Now it's time for the jokes of the week. All right, we have some live in-studio guests today, too, so hopefully they'll get a chuckle out of these jokes. So what has 4 wheels and flies? A garbage truck. We got laughs.
Why did Humpty Dumpty have a great fall? to make up for his miserable summer?
So, Faith, what do you call two monkeys that share an Amazon account? Primates.
Why is there a gate around cemeteries? Because people are dying to get in.
Oh. I knew it was too good to be true because we didn't have a boo the whole time, and that was the final one. Just happens to be that way, I guess.
Now for a Paynesville Area Chamber of Commerce Members Spotlight.
Paynesville Motor and Transfer provides transportation, school events, and rentals to its customers. Paynesville Motor and Transfer is the official transfer company for the Paynesville Area School District. For more information about the Paynesville Motor and Transfer, give them a call at 320-243-4455. Paynesville Motor and Transfer, a proud Chamber member. The Paynesville Library is located in downtown Paynesville and is open for the Paynesville community. The Paynesville Library is part of the Great River Regional Library System. Their vision is making a difference by connecting our communities to information. With 32 branch libraries, nearly 1 million books, CDs, DVDs, and 250 public computers, GRRL is here for you. Visit their website and stop by the Paynesville Library today.
Alright, now it's time to answer our trivia question from earlier in the broadcast. The question was, who holds the record for the most three-pointers made in one Paynesville High School boys basketball game? We had some suggested answers from our viewers at home. We have the Dickhausen family saying A. We also have Melissa K saying B. We also have some people on our Facebook viewers answering as well. Mr. Bugby, Ben in the studio, guessed B. And the correct answer is D, Ben Moser.
Oh!
Ben scored 7 3-pointers against Minnewaska in 2005. So congratulations to all the people who had Ben Moser as the correct answer. And we'll send it over to Faith.
Thanks everyone for watching. Please take a moment to hit that subscribe button and like our broadcast. Also, don't forget to enter your interview ideas in the comment section below. See you next time, September 21st at 7 p.m. I'm Faith Dickhausen.
And I'm Jacob Bertram. Stay safe
and stay cool,
Paynesville.